Let's fight, folks. A very good evening. A very good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from tonight. We are happy that you guys are here with us. Happy, happy, happy. Share the live, folks. Smash that emoji button for us. You know what we got to do. We're going down the road, good folks. Share and smash, share and smash. Good to see you. I see Beatrice Selby is here, and I see Bantu King is here. Bantu is here. Sheila Boy Child somewhere close behind. Annette Cummins is here as well. All the folks joining us, jumping in from YouTube, jumping into the fight. When the ring tonight, Siobhan and Dolly. Wills Felix is here as well. How are you doing? And German Griffith, June, and Siobhan McDonald. Good to see you. Gavin Brown and Dolly Anderson and all the other folks joining us today. Guys, we hope you're good. We hope you're well. Evelina Whitaker, fine wine. Is this like the bottle or? Good to have you here, Yolanda Thomas, Van Classic, Marcel Hope, Mortimer Timothy Reynolds. Good to have you here. And I see Rena Cummins is here as well. Rena, I haven't seen you for a long time. I didn't hear from you for a long time. You get rich and switch. You don't your poor friend like Sherrod. You don't your poor friend. Good to have you, Rowena, tonight. Let's stay on, Benjamin. Good to see you as well. And I see Leslyn is here too, folks. Pace and power. Who vex? Share the live, smash that emoji button where you're joining us from. We're going to give you guys a little time to do that. Share and smash and partner with us as well, good folks. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, we hope that you're good. We hope that you're well. Wherever you're joining us from. Pace and power. You know how we do it, folks. Boots on the ground. Thanks for joining us. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, folks. And we're good to go. We fired up. Just holding for some of you. Because once we start, we ain't stopping. Y'all by at a press conference today. Papa Jacobot himself. And then, folks, the great shuffle. We're going to talk about that as well. But good to see you, folks, from the myriad places you're joining us from in Guyana, out of Guyana, in the US of A, in the United States of America, guys. We're just happy, delighted to have each and every one of you with us. Who vex? We're happy that you are here tonight, guys. You are here. You know, share the live. We're going to do that as well at our end. Ensure that we share to all the true and correct places. Whichever page you're joining us from tonight, folks, share the damn live. Smash that emoji button. Come let me go down the road, the man. Come let me go down the road, the man. Who vex? Pace and power. Good to have you folks. Welcome in the ring. If you're now joining us from some of the pages we've just gone through, welcome. We're happy, delighted that you folks are here. Really happy and delighted you guys are here. Good to have with us. I see Fair Lion is here and Wendy Stevens. Margaret Nelson is here as well. Good to see you, Margaret. Quanamingo is here too, and Wendy. Good to see you, Leard. I know you're watching too, Mr. Nelson. Good to see you as well. Onessa Ward Dean, and I see Charles Nelson. Beatrice Selby is here too. How are you doing, Beatrice? Good to have Claudine LaRose Ducois. Claudine is doing us all show today. Like it's be born. Be special. Claudine, we sorry. We know you always with us. We know you always with us. Karen Gittins, good to see you as well. And Armada Asquith Schultz. We see you as well, Asquith. We see you as well. We see Jane Smith is there as well. Guys, really good to have all of you on the live. You know how we sit on the live. Good to have each and every one of you. Pace and power. Boots on the ground, folks. Who vex? That's how we do it. Who vex? Good to see each and every one of you. Pace and power. Edward Brooms, Chandel, Marcy Agrat, Chandel Moses, by the way. John Ramashendo, good to see you. Commissioner Joan, happy to have you guys on the live tonight. Good to have you guys from the many places, as I said, that you folks join us from. Pace and power. Happy, delighted that all of you guys are here with us. Happy and delighted, folks. We got the fight card set. It's only some of y'all missing. I got to get a little big. So it's grab quick. Good to have you folks here with us. We got a couple of things on the fight card we're going to talk with you guys about. Of course, you know, if it's Thursday, Papa Jacobot going to be out there running him out. That's all he could do. Run him out. When it comes to the management of the 592 guys, it's something different. We're going to talk a little bit about Mr. Norton's press conference, some things that were said there as well, guys. The great reshuffle. We can talk about that. There's a lot of shuffle taking place. I wonder why. I wonder why. For little Klein, I want your opinion. Why this great shuffle taking place? Amanda Daniels, I want to hear from you as well. And Dola Tasana, Lester Williams, I want to hear from you guys about the great shuffle. Among the other things we're going to be talking about. You see them boys over at TCI. They're not to throw a good shade when they get ready. The Citizenship Initiative, we saw a couple of them out, and they had some interesting things to say. We're going to talk about that as well, good folks. Gail Alicock and all the other folks joining us. Good to have you guys on the live. Lynette Jacobs is here. Adela is here as well. I see we got Joylyn Cook. Good to have you, Joylyn, and all the other folks who are joining us this evening, guys. We're happy you're here. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. Good folks. And let me go down the road. Pace and power. Dolly Anderson. Mary Luke is here. I see Antia De Silva. Asquith Schultz. Gladstone Matthews. Pace and power. Ring the bell one time for you fantastic folks. Ring the bell one time for you beautiful folks who join us night after night. Folks, we are nothing short of humble. Nothing short of humble. But again, we don't run on water, and we want you guys to share that live. We see hundreds of you are already on the broadcast. Smash that emoji button, folks, and hear what else you can do.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's try.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions, and it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal InTheRing592@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments.
Yep. That's how we're going, folks. Again, welcome to each and every one of you, our friends joining us here in the USA. Good folks, still in the last. We all don't find me business too. When I come back. Good folks. Yep, good to have each and every one of you. It's good to be in the US of A, folks, live. Great to have all of you guys with us. Those of you who are joining us also in the diaspora. Those of you who are joining us from the 592. I know a lot of things happening at your end, folks. We're delighted. As we said, delighted that you guys are here with us. Nothing short of simply being delighted. Share the live, folks. We're holding for a couple of you because I tell you, once we start, good folks. And we did say, if you're now joining us, we're covering a couple of things we saw today, folks. Today, all your boy had a presser. You know, we look at it, you know, for the liometer. Man's lie when horse trotting, and that is to give horses a bad name everywhere. Lie like when horse trotting. You know, you will have to decipher. I know some of his folks join and watch us as well. Whether there's any method to the madness. First, it's just madness. It's just madness. I never see a man trying to steer a country so and watching over to see what the opposition is doing. Never watch me. That's how he's operating. Watching all the time to see what the opposition is doing. How are you going to lead a country like that? For those of you joining us, folks, we did say there was a press conference out of the government because he declared, you know, he's vice president and is in that capacity. He's holding this press conference. So the government is speaking. I wonder why it looks as though to me he was a little shuffled by the great shuffle that happened today. A lot of movements, moving people from here, putting them. So he himself might get reshuffled. And you know what? People are saying that this shuffle that's taking place, guys. Those of you joining us on YouTube, smash that emoji button. I wonder how y'all feeling. Those of you who are on Facebook. Before we get into things, share the live demand. And I want you all to know too, folks, share the live demand. I want you all to know as well, share the live demand. Share the live, smash that emoji button and partner with us because of your generosity, your love, and your support. We keep going day to day, week to week, month to month, and year to year as well. Is there a method to it? Nalda Grant, Cassandra, Antia, Debbie, Irma, Edward, is there method? Is there method to the madness? I'm telling you, plain and straight for us, Cecile, it's just madness. I see some folks saying a share already. Oh, y'all be like them, man. I'm begging. Pollyanna Schultz, Chandel Moses, be like the others, man. Isabella Butters leading the way. Isabella said, done share the life already. thousands of you, hundreds of you right now. In a couple of minutes, we'll have thousands of you joining us. Folks, we want to see that replicated in the shares. I know some of y'all teeth in the watch. I know some of y'all teeth in the watch like that because you don't want them boys to know because you're working for them. You see, you're in Pharaoh house. You don't want them to know you supported Moses. You're in Pharaoh house. We understand that. But for the vast multitude of you who can do so, we want others, Winston Jermaine Craven, to get valid. We want others to get credible information as well, good folks. So wherever you're joining us from tonight, we are simply happy. We're delighted that you folks are here. We're holding for a couple others. The night is still young. I think we are about closing in on 10. Folks in the US of A is 8 o'clock. It's bright outside though. Yep, Guadeloupe. That's all I'll say. You got the whole thing. You know the whole thing. Guadeloupe. You know the whole story. It's 8 o'clock. Bright outside. That being said, I know it's 8 o'clock in the 592 as well. The night is young, folks. Yep, press conference today. Press conference today. Your boy talked a number of things. Cecile Ogle, Edward Brooms, a number of things were said. You know, I think we ought to start with them talking about all this money they're giving out. I don't want to ask my brothers and sisters in Guyana who are at home at the moment, where do we feel in this? Where do we feel in this? What's it the money? Ascot Schultz, Pierre Claxton, a whole set of money they're talking about. They're giving out. Here, get your money, and they get money. You feeling it? We pump in oil. But are we feeling it? Are we feeling it? Folks, I would hazard a guesstimation. I would hazard and volunteer and answer, no. I think there would be a resounding no. Dan Johnson, we aren't feeling it. I think that is the part I want to start at. In this press conference during the course of the day, oh, we give it this, we give it that, we give it the next, we give it the thorough, we give it the other. But sadly, folks, we ain't feeling it. The man took exception to Patterson in this press conference as well. Former Minister of Infrastructure, David Patterson. It's like David getting too much accolades for him. And you know, in the 48 Laws of Power, I think, was it the 48 Laws of War? That book by Mr. Green, never outshine the master. Right? Like he taking it a little too serious. The man was vexed. He even went on to say, I a little vindictive. What? A vice president of a whole country? Of a whole country? Say now he vindictive? Why don't we start on that note? I think that is a proper note to start on because it is shocking. A man who got sway over the army and the police force telling you he vindictive. Folks, my. We in some trouble. We in some trouble. My. Take a look what he said about Patterson. You know, you could feel the jealousy. You could feel it. You know, in the good book, there's a part that says, you know, David slay 1,000, no, Saul slay 1,000, David 10,000, and the jealousy started. You could understand why you're seeing certain kinds of prosecutions against Mr. Patterson because of the vice president, because I'm a little vindictive. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Take a look and take a listen.
Opposition made a number of suggestions to amend the Petroleum Activities Bill. And I see Patterson is now getting kudos as the as a Murray House Fellow. Because this is the same guy who made a mess of the sector that he was in. Same guy who's been dangling stuff all over the place. So it's the double standards. And thirdly, who's charged of corruption. So when it rubs me the wrong way, the first thing, that he moralizes and been charged before the court for several acts of corruption that he performed as minister. And by not a long way exhaustive, we just had to drop some of them and not even move on. So because he likes to moralize when he talks. And that's why I'm a little vindictive too, because I want to really, he's a low life, and I call him that here. So he's very vindictive talking about it, and people of high moral standing could afford to do that. Not him, not him. So now coming to the amendments. So we predicted, imagine we didn't get so much publicity from the newspapers, Kaichor and Stabrook, for passing a law and updating it, modernizing it, expanding it, that was there since 1986. The government, they should say, this is a progressive government that made a promise, did it, expanded it, went to public consultations on it, and passed it. Patterson did some half-baked amendments, and then he gets all the publicity as though he's the conscience of the oil and gas industry. It's the same people who made a mess of it. Trotman now suddenly becomes the star. He promoting renegotiation. And he was the biggest villain, the biggest criminal in signing the agreement. So it is this warp, it's this warp portrayal that really rubs me the wrong way. It's a warp. Now Patterson came up there. We predicted the night before they sprung the amendment. He had all the time before to submit these amendments. So they had the public consultation. He wants to do it in Parliament. It goes the same way. They want to manage the oil and gas sector from the Parliament. That is what they want to do. Manage the oil and gas sector from the Parliament. And you know what will come out of it? The same people who were defending Exxon and defending that contract. Ramjatan said the contract is the second best thing since independence. Second best thing since independence. Now for the public show, they want a grandstand. They're the conscience of this country. These people, Exxon walked all over them, Exxon and the others. They can't do that with the PPP and with us. We're clear about what we want. If we defend something, we defend it because our interests coincide and it's good for the country. Not because it's good for the Exxon or we're in somebody's pocket. I saw Glenn Lal paid some man to do a documentary on Guyana and cussing up the reporters. All of you are bought out by Exxon, the judiciary bought out by Exxon, and everybody. So we do things because of that. So you think we're going to hand over the management to the oil and gas sector to the Parliament where the grandstanding takes place?
Pim. You heard that? You all heard what the fella saying, folks? I ain't add nothing. You all heard that? We in the ring tonight, folks. Share the live. You tag Patterson? Anybody tag Patterson? Folks, we in the ring tonight. I'm telling you, that is what the fella said. He says a little vindictive. So you understand now why the police got this infatuation. First thing I should say, hold on. First thing I should say, folks, here nobody want rub Jack anyhow. Here nobody want rub Jack anyway. He want a good rubbing. He craving a good rubbing. You can tell he little trusty. But ain't nobody want rub Jack anyway. Hold on, folks. Clyde Davis, I want to say thank you for that contribution. Hold on, folks. We stop the program for our sponsors and contributors. We stop the program for our fans and friends. Please and thank you. Clyde, thanks for that contribution on YouTube. When we're live on our YouTube channel, there's a $ at the bottom of the comment section. You press that $, it takes you to Neverland, folks. It invites you to purchase some stickers and so on from YouTube, and we get a huge percentage of that as well. So, Clyde Davis, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, can't do it without you, folks. Can't do it without Clyde Davis and all the others who help us go day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. You heard what the fella said? You know, Patterson rub it the wrong way. I don't think Patterson want to rub it anyway. Like me, Patterson is a happily married man. You know, happily married to a woman too, like me. I don't think Patterson want to rub it no way. I think I'll put my neck out a little bit for that one. I didn't think he want to rub know how. But that being said, could you imagine a vice president say, I little vindictive when it comes to citizen? Can you imagine that? We heard that, folks. Clyde Jackson, Cassandra, Dolores Denny, Rena Cummins. Could you imagine that? Right away, I feel threatened. Right away, I feel threatened. Because a man who will pick up the phone and call the commissioner of police and get them to do their bidding, call the black clothes, the regional security people and all of that, and get them to do their bidding. You know, he knows some unsavory characters. I take it as a threat. Margaret Nelson, how you take that? A little vindictive. Patterson rub you the wrong way. Some Patterson rub you the right way. You probably will come smiling. That's where like, no. You want boys rub you the right way, no? Better behave yourself. Folks, y'all heard that? That's still out. Let me hear nothing else after that. Let me hear nothing else after that. A little vindictive. Power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Is it me or anybody else hear that? Like a little deaf? I don't know. I imagining things? Are you imagining things? Jesus, that's the country we're living in. I had to file a report with the American Embassy, the Chinese, the British, the Dutch, the Mexican, everybody. Interpol, everything. I feel threatened. A man like Jagdish said, he little vindictive concerning you. You have to worry. Right? You got to sleep with one eye open and your hands, all right, on your gun. When a man will come and say, I little vindictive. I ain't taking it easy. I ain't taking it easy. I little vindictive. You heard that? I heard that. Folks, in addition to that, the man talked at this press conference. He spoke at this press conference about all the money they're spending. Basically, say y'all should be grateful. Right? Not only want money for y'all eat. Not want borrow money for y'all eat. I want borrow money for build bridges. You see? For friends, family, favorites, and build roads and so on that break it up into twos. Not want to feed the hungry. You know, help the dispossessed and the poor among us. But we want to build infrastructure and so on. So apparently in his mind, that is the warring ideologies. He's so limited. Right? You know, some of we big, but we got sense, and some we just big. Right? You think you understand that? We no comments? Some we big and we got sense, but some we just big. Just big. I remember a woman I look up to as a mother figure. Some do some foolishness one day. The woman said to me, she said, Sharon, in her sight, he did this foolish thing. She said, Sharon, probably see your face, see yourself splash on Kaichur News front page, Starbuck News front page. She said, Sharon, everybody's born mad, but some people's grow out. Some people's grow out of it. That's he. You know, if that theory is true, all of he's born mad. A couple of people grow out of it, but the boy, the man, he just gone. See, talk about all this money that's spending and why we feeling it. I know from personal experience. Me talk with nobody, talk my own story. That's what I'm telling you. Me not to highlight sell my own business. From personal experience, I know when you pump, you feel it. When you pump in oil, that is. You just feel it. This country, good folks, it pumping, but you ain't feeling nothing. You ain't feeling nothing. So for those of you who are not joining us, we're talking about this presser today, this press conference and the madness. Let me on, good folks. We're talking about the madness, the sheer madness that transpired. Y'all think this country easy? It is not. I would have you know, it is not, good folks. It is not. So let's take a look at all the things. What them boys are doing, and what them doing, and what them doing, and why y'all in a better spot? Why y'all complaining, right? Tell me if you feeling, what he feeling, because clearly he getting rubbed the wrong way. Clearly, he getting rubbed the wrong way. So I want to know if y'all are feeling what this fella's feeling, right? Y'all let us know. I fast like that. Folks, I fast like that. I want to know if it's the same feelings that all of us get. Trying to find my cue in my notes. So again, he's talking about the cost of living and lots of the other things. The claim they're doing. Not only want to feed the poor and the hungry and so on. He want borrow for eat. We want borrow for friends, family, favorites. Take a look. Take a listen.
Is a carefully calibrated balance. It's a carefully, but for them now, oh, there's no problem with borrowing to eat, basically. That's what he wants us to do. Borrow to eat. They're trying to paint a picture as though people are not benefiting from their oil resources, and that I say it's limited. It is limited, as I said before, $1 billion in this year's budget, and since we started producing oil, we just probably brought into the budget about $1.65 billion. For the first year, last year was 650 million. This year, it's $1 billion. Now, I had to show the last time I was there about some people who are benefiting from these, some groups of people. And today, I just want to tell you where this money is going. So this year budget, we have $200 billion coming into the budget. You have $37 billion increase in that has to be funded over 2019 for public service employment, that is wages and salaries growth in the public sector. So our public servants are now in 2023 getting $37 billion more annually, given this year. Next year they would get more because you got to have a salary increase. This year, $37 billion more than they were getting when APNU left office. $37 billion, the last budget, 2019 budget. And that's nearly 30,000 people. The children, the school children, they're getting $8.4 billion more, and that's 200,000 of them. So that's 230,000. The 74,000 pensioners are getting $14.5 billion more than when APNU left office. The 15,000 or so workers, part-time workers, are getting 10,000. They're getting $10 billion more. The joint services getting $1.4 billion more, and that's another 10,000 persons. So we are talking about 330,000 people. If you add the pensioners, the children, the public servants, the joint services, etc., and their part-time jobs, 330,000 Guyanese who are benefiting from about $70 billion more, $70 billion more. Let's add to that now. Remember, we have 200 billion coming in. That's 70. So if we add the 5 billion to that we now are set aside for cost of living increase, which we haven't spent as yet, that takes you to about 75 billion. To actually 76 billion, because there's 71.5 with those 5 components, 76.5. We now have 50 billion in this year to develop housing. Now we promised 50,000 house lots. So we're producing those house lots for people, Guyanese, $50 billion this year. So if you add that, that takes you to $126 billion. Water this year, 16 billion. So we're at $142 billion. When we look at the growth in the health budget, it's grown from that period, the last budget APNU did, to now in the health sector, $33 billion more. So I haven't added education. I haven't put in roads or nothing else. Education and a number of other areas. I can go, and I'm going to expand this list every week. But in those areas alone, in just the categories I mentioned, in housing, water, and education, and health care, that's $175 billion more than when APNU presented their last budget. And remember, we brought in $200 billion from the oil and gas sector. He's saying, we haven't spoken a cent about highways or the new hospitals or anything else yet, or buying drugs for or the police. Police, huge expenditure there. We haven't spoken about security or anything. And that's already $175 billion that goes directly to social welfare. To social welfare. Everything that I mentioned here goes to social welfare. Water, housing, health, and those other categories that I mentioned, that where people get direct transfers to them. I haven't even mentioned about the sugar industry supporting it, or the farmers or the fishermen, the help that they got. So how come ordinary people are not getting this money back? It's how much money you have, you bring in. It's being divided up to ensure two things happen: that we build the infrastructure of the future, whilst at the same time we address the social needs of our people. And this is a carefully calibrated balance. It's a carefully, but for them now, oh, there's no problem with borrowing to eat, basically. That's what he wants us to do. Borrow to eat. This is a carefully calibrated balance. It's a carefully, but for them, oil resources, and that I say it.
Apologies, folks. Apologies there. I got so excited. The man rubbed me the wrong way, see? He rubbed me the wrong way. He rubbed me the wrong way. He rubbed me the wrong. So don't borrow to eat, folks. Don't borrow to eat. Let me all starve. Rice down, sugar down, Kwame down, Jagdi down, everybody down. But don't let me borrow to eat. Never a problem with that. Us wanting to feed our people. Take care of our people. You know, that's the most basic need. What else you want? That's the most basic of needs. Good folks. As I said, this press conference was today. It was today. And the man spoke a lot of things. A lot of things. And we can circle back to the Rodney bit before we wrap up tonight. If everything's so nice, why don't people from TCI? There's not new. There's no AFC. There's not WPA. TCI. You know, a little more in line with their views. 3 years. The electricity sector under them. Look at them boys from TCI at the cricket. Look what they said. CPL rhymes with GPL. One we enjoy, the other is a cross. Like the PPP, like this administration. The other one's a cross. Folks, I want you to know. We were watching Jack News press conference on his page today. On his page, he had about 300, just under 400 people watching him. We privileged tonight, we got 3,000 persons watching us. Are people less interested in what Papa Jagabat has to say? Is it so? Right? 3,000 plus to be accurate. 3,000 plus and climbing. You know, I understand why. Here's the lies for us. Here's the lies. When they come in, blackout is a thing of the past. 3 years later, them boys at TCI and the cricket today. CPL rhymes with GPL. One we like, the other's a cross, like Jack Dio. And he's the cross we carrying, you know. We got to carry him. He's the cross. Right? The good book said you got to pick up your cross and follow the Lord. He's the cross we carrying, like GPL. Yep. Them boys from TCI. That's part of what we saw today, folks. Photo of the day. That's the photo of the day. In telling me this. Same things are nice. How this money given out and so on. How come 100 nurses resign from Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation? I was right the first time. How come 100 nurses resign from GPHC, Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation? How come? If everything's so nice. Yeah? Why is it hurt so bad then for the nurses? If everything's so nice, all this money going out and so on. You know why? You know why? They don't find they can eat. That's the problem. The nurses don't find they can eat under this government. Jack Joe eating, Sue eating, Irfan eating, big hospital here, big business there. This body buying building, this body buying house, this body buying 100 acres of land. They eating, but they don't want you and I to eat. 100 nurses, what's their problem? They didn't see how things sweet here. Huh? The light one, they didn't see how things sweet here. The light one, I want to thank you for that contribution there. It means a lot to us. Again, in the comment section on YouTube when we're live. Folks, you can contribute to our program. There's a $sign in the comment section. You take it from there. Take it from there. If things are nice in the 592 in Little Dubai, how come 100 nurses beat out since the year started? How come? And all the money and this. And we play the whole thing. We do more PR for them than they do PR for their own damn self. But we don't want to lie to you about what they've said. So we play the whole extract. And we play the whole thing to give it better context. It's not about spreading propaganda here. And that's not what we do at all. So we play the whole thing. If everything's so nice, 3,300 people watching us around the world. 3,000, right? Jack just spoke for 2.5 hours today. He alone, right? I tell you all, there's more gas than oil in this country. We listen to some of them. 2.5 hours, said nothing, right? 400 people at the max. It was less than that. Never touched 400. Watched him. And then they started telling out. By the time they realized, nothing coming here. No food in the hay. No food in there, yes, sir. People start telling off. 3,400 plus now watching us. 3,400. Who can share the damn life tonight? Who vex? Credible, valid information. 100 nurses beat out Gordon Mosley. News source. Another credible place and valid place for information as well. 100 nurses. And that's a conservative estimate. Even though they want to give the nurses the little certification from the nurses board, from the Nurses Association, they want to give them the requisite certification when they finish paying off the contract and so on, because that is the way they're trying to stymie them, to keep them in Guyana, knowing that things tight and people got to eat. Jack just said, it's not about eating. Right? And now with eating, but let us say we beaten. We beaten so long, farewell, adios. We gone 100. News source, 3,500 people watching us across social media. Papa Jagbat, the bile eater, right? The big expensive suit that I buy from Van Arpel in New York for $10,000. Fancy tie for 500 US and all that. 400 people watching. We got 3,400. I feel sorry for you, you know. I feel sorry for you. He's so stupid and silly. Like I want to lend some viewers. 3,400 people watching us. Who vex? Who vex? People got to eat. People got it. So that's one of the things we saw today. And while we talk about all this money for infrastructure, why has Cemetery Road come to a standstill? That project that's going on there. Why is that? That the project has come to a standstill. That's what the folks who pass through there every day, the spirits still running them. I thought Jack, you're big and bad. Who you bad for? Bad for who? Huh? Let you go run out the spirits then. If it's so bad. Let you go run out the spirits. Let you be a little vindictive for the spirits. Be a little vindictive for the spirits, Jack Leo. The cemetery road work has halted, and people know why. They promised before election, they promised before local government election, oh, we can do this project, we can finish it for y'all, put y'all in a better place. Where? Election come and done, Georgetown soundly rejected the jagabats, the transcrapos, the talpos, the cricketers, the bowfoot shrimp, the brown belly sheep, the Brahman bull, and everybody else, the black belly sheep, the giant black chicken, the whole animal farm, rejected them, right? It's a project halt. And all these billions and billions and billions, going for what? Going for what? Don't come wrong with funny. Don't come wrong with funny. People are asking, you know, I saw activists there in Region 6. How come people getting ID card? You have a birth certificate. How come people are getting ID card and they don't even have birth certificate? It's a wickedness that's happening in this country. And so I saw one gentleman, as he said, an activist in Berbice, asking this very question. This very question. Take a look. Take a listen.
With this thing. Now when we go to do anything with this whole ID card, me get turned down. And if it was a paper that me myself could have been make, me not would have get all these worries because I would have make the paper myself. Yeah, but you get other people who they more bigger than me and who more intelligent more than we are supposed to give we paper as we Chinese.
So you never bought paper?
No, me don't get no board paper.
But you get ID card?
Me get ID card. But that is a question I want to know. How will you get an ID card and I don't have a board paper?
Alright.
Thanks you for if I assist me forget, if I assist me forget.
If I can help, Abby.
God will bless you.
So when they register you, right? We want to help you.
When they register you, that's in the document. Me ID, me get pan paper.
Alright.
And the son never register.
Enough time me full farm
The son get pan paper, he never register. When they can help you.
Okay, alright. Alright, good. So.
You see story there? Huh? You got ID card, you ain't got board paper, you ain't got nothing. Right? But we understand, we see you, Papa Jagabat. We see you, Raymond Cummins. We see you, Bishop. We see y'all at GPO. And we know y'all doing. This is how they don't start rigging in you. We see in broad daylight, don't take candlestick. Go look from night time. I know I said that, and y'all know the whole thing. You know the whole thing. The rigging has already started. Could you imagine? And this fell in Berbice, Harbhajan, something, you know, he's aligned with them. And they think so much. He pointed it out. He said, look, story here. He called on GCOM to intervene, to investigate. How come people get in Venezuelans, Brazilians, anybody? ID card, you got a birth certificate. You're nationalized, nothing. You're naturalized, nationalized, anything lies. But you got ID card. Oh, there's no place on earth like the 592. None. I dare say, folks, none. None. You know, the people at Jetty are under attack, says the leader of the opposition in this press conference out of the PNCR today. I'm telling you what he said. He said the people at Jetty, we showed you them the other day, what the price is there. They're on the foreshore. Prime real estate. Jack, you say you got to make way for development. Right? You're poor, you're out in the cold and the heat in the 592. You got to make way for development. He said, I know too much about the matter. I ain't hear about it yet. He hear about it, but the leader of the opposition already went in there and spoke to those people at Jetty. He said they're under attack. And he's promising them help. I tell you what the fella said. He's promising to help. Sometimes we got to help. And help in meaningful ways. You see? Not just in rhetoric. We got to help in meaningful ways. Take a look and take a listen, good folks. What the leader of the opposition said in this matter. We showed you this before. What went on down there at Jetty and how they're trying to advantage those people there. How they're trying to advantage them. Take a look, good folks. Take a look and take a listen. Do we have it? Do we have it? I think we do. Right? The folks at Jetty say they feel an advantage. Let me make sure I give you the right thing. That's what they say. Yeah, they feel an advantage. Take a look, good folks, and take a listen.
Populace, particularly those who are poor, vulnerable, and ordinary, hardworking taxpaying citizens, are currently enduring immense suffering masked by the PPPC regime as progress in Guyana. In a meeting with the leader of the opposition, residents of Reading Hope, Plastic City, more commonly referred to as the Jetty, described the problems they are facing as the rich and powerful began to destroy residents' homes and threatening other residents with the removal or destruction of their properties. It was pointed out that long-standing residents deeply rooted in the area for decades and possessing considerable assets and possessions worth millions of dollars find themselves perilously threatened by the vested interests of the investors associated with the Vredenhoek shore-based project. Let me assert boldly, unmoved by any potential challenge, that the APNU-AFC stands unwavering in its determination. We do not oppose investments or ventures for progress in Ghana. Our fervent support is reserved for a developmental blueprint that aspires to liberate our populace from destitution, particularly those who are impoverished, defenseless, and underprivileged, in stark contrast to the nightmarish ordeal they currently endure courtesy of a regime that unabashedly favors its rich elite, friends, families, and favorites at the expense of ordinary poor citizens. The present circumstances on Plastic City are manifestly bereft of any intention to enhance the quality of life of the poor, vulnerable, and ordinary Guyanese citizens. The arbitrary demolition of homes already underway and the persistent possibility of coercion targeting the hard-working, taxpaying Guyanese citizenry of Plastic City are unequivocally condemned. The citizens of this nation are already bearing the brunt of an onerous cost of living and the audacious endeavor to exacerbate the sufferings by arbitrary displacing and angering residents without any form of consultation or adequate compensation to mitigate the disruption to the lives and livelihood of households, encompassing even the most vulnerable, namely children, is an act that is inhumane, to put it mildly. The Guyanese people need to act now and be supportive of the people of Jetty Plastic City in order to preclude the recurrence of previous tragedies, such as those that transpired at Success on the East Coast, Mocha and Hillfoot on the East Bank. These were barbaric acts of an uncaring government that looks after only the wealthy and the privileged. The PPPC regime is woefully failing our people. Destroying poor, vulnerable, and ordinary people of Ghana seems to be their hallmark. We shall not tolerate this magnitude of anguish and cruelty that has now become part of the fabric of our society. We call on the government to take swift action in the best interests of all Guyanese, especially the poor and vulnerable and ordinary citizens of this nation. Intervene promptly to rescue the dire scenarios before it engraves itself as yet another somber chapter in the annals of Guyanese history. We demand an amicable and mutually beneficial resolution to the situation. The government has a glorious opportunity to operate in the interests of the poor and vulnerable Guyanese residing at Jetty Plastic City.
Yep. You heard it there, folks. You heard it there. The wicked. He's absolutely right. The leader of the opposition is absolutely right. They're under attack there. Could you imagine in that press conference? Sorry, we don't have it queued up for you. Jack, you said, I don't know if anybody went to talk to them yet. You know, he talks in this sing-song kind of way. I know if anybody went to look into it. 3 years in government. The right hand don't know what the left hand doing. How pathetic, you know? What incompetence. The right hand don't know what the left hand doing in their government. That he's the big sahib and Ali's the second in charge. But apparently Ali's trying to assert his authority. And we coming there, folks. We coming down there. Ali's now trying to assert his authority. And I'm telling you, we coming there, we coming down. But first, in that same press conference of equal importance, the shadow minister for local government and regional development, he spoke to that Mahdia issue with those 20 children. You know, they're running there and hush the people down and give them a 5 million each. Could you imagine? Your child is in state care. The state is wrong. The course you protect 5 million. That's the worth of a life. An indigenous boy or a girl in this country. And then they commission the COI and tell them they can talk about compensation. In the terms of reference, there is no latitude, right, for them to consider compensation. That's how the wicked. But in the press conference today, the shadow minister, good folks, as I said, for local government and regional development, Ganesh Maipal, he said the next government, the next APNU AFC government is committed to adequate compensation. I love it. I love it. The government did them wrong. State care. The state did them wrong. The state should compensate them and compensate them properly. You hear me? And compensate them properly. Don't give them no wishy-washy, dishy-dashy kind of thing. Take a look, folks, and take a listen to what the Honorable Member of Parliament, Ganesh Maipal, said on this very matter. Take a look and take a listen.
The coalition government will adequately compensate the families of victims of the Mahdia fire within our proposed National Victims Restitution Scheme. We note that the government, after foot dragging for 2.5 months, has finally established a commission of inquiry into the Mahdia dormitory fire, which took the lives of 20 young Guyanese. We see no signs that the government has provided the commission with its terms of reference. In proposing a TOR, a few days after the tragedy, we called for the TOR to be finalized within a multi-stakeholder process, the aim of which is to foster a transparent, inclusive, and thorough inquiry that upholds the principles of transparency, accountability, justice, prevention, and adequate compensation. Unfortunately, the PPP, in its usual style, excluded the stakeholders and dominated and controlled the entire process to the detriment of a proper investigation. We call on the Commission not to treat compensation as a done deal, despite government's recent maneuvers to make it so. More generally, we call on the Commission to follow the evidence, however high it goes, without fear or favor. On the issue of adequate compensation for families of victims, today we wish to announce that the next coalition government will review the matter and make proper restitution that fully respects the full scope of the loss and grief experienced by the affected families. These payments will be part of our proposed National Victims Restitution Program. The program's aim is to compensate citizens who, during the PPPC's term of office 2020 to 2025, lost land, property, jobs, employment benefits, contracts, permits, scholarships, and other opportunities as victims of ethnic, religious, and political discrimination by the PPP government at the local and central levels. Restitution can be monetary, in kind, or in the form of new benefits and opportunities. Such a program can be finalized and operationalized within the first 100 days of the new coalition government. And I must say that we took to the National Assembly a motion to discuss this Mahdia inferno, and 2 motions were taken. The first was submitted on July 19th. To date, we are still awaiting word on that motion. And the second was at the last sitting, the 67th sitting of the National Assembly under Standing Order 12, definite matters of urgent public importance, to which the Speaker ruled that it was not in order due to urgency. And the Speaker went on to say that we could have submitted a motion within that 2.5 months since the incident. Perhaps the speaker forgot that he has a motion on his desk to that effect since June 19th. Thank you very much.
Yep. That is the member of parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, adequate compensation for the people of Mahdia for the loss of lives. Right? They didn't bring it upon themselves. They trusted the state, put the children into the care of the state, sending them to that secondary school in Mahdia, allowing them to stay in the dorms. And then trouble. Folks, today, wasn't yesterday? You see? What's today, folks? It was like the day of the generals, right? You all know that phrase? The night of the generals. Today was the day of the great shuffle. And I'll tell you all some things that you didn't hear, but happened. Why? Why you think today was the day of the great shuffle? Because in this administration, thank you for asking, in this administration, you got a lot of incompetence. A lot of people are working. The majority of them ain't working. And some of them, in 3 years, they get so comfortable. Comfortable is friends, family, and favorites. And they're feeling it. They're feeling it in the complaints that are getting when they're trying to busy themselves around this country. They're feeling it. I'm telling you, they're feeling it. Today was the day of the great shuffle. Mary Hopkinson, Fidel Innes, Leslyn Hamilton, Leslyn Thompson, all the Leslyns out, the light one, Marina Cummins. Today was the day of the great shuffle. Right? So let me bring you up to speed with what you didn't hear. Right? You didn't hear that there was a reshuffle among the REOs. And they're trying to pull a fast one. It's so deep and entrenched is the corruption. It's so deep and entrenched is the nepotism, the Jacobitism. It's so deep and entrenched. They have to move them now to actually try to work for the people 3 years in. And it's a big reshuffle. But is that a Jagdio going to shuffle Irfan or Irfan going to shuffle Jagdio? Because there's a school of thought that says this is Irfan trying to assert himself. He's getting a handle on things now and he's trying to assert himself. This great shuffle that we're seeing. So we're learning that the REO from Region 5 has now been transferred to Region 10 because he's getting too big for his boots too quick. You vex. We're talking this. We know the whole thing. We know the whole thing. The REO from Region 5, the PPP, he gone to Region 10. That is what we're being made to understand. The regional executive officer, he gone to 10. We're learning also that the one from 10, he going to 5. Hoping he could do something different. Is there method to the madness or just madness? All of us born mad, said my spiritual mother, but some of us grow out of it. Right? When you look at them, there's no growth and who's still full mad. Method or just straight madness? Region 6, REO, the regional executive officer, we're being made to understand he has gone to Region 10. Region 3 rather. Region 6 REO, gone to Region 3. And the Region 3 REO, he now park up by the Ministry of Local Government. He's suddenly an advisor. That's what they're telling us. He is suddenly an advisor. Y'all didn't hear that. The room that's supposed to get the news, them bust the one. NCN, where they there? Of a Chronicle. DP High, where they there? So today was the day of the great shuffle. And that's where we start. Because from the REOs, they come now to the PSOs. The PSs. They come to the PSs. Well, look story now. Y'all buy Alfred. Alfred got some steam power. I'll give him that. Alfred got some steam power. I'll give him that. Well, they pick you up now and they dash you down by the office of the Prime Minister. What's the become of Derek Cummings? who was there. P.S. Derek Cummings. What's to become of him? Alfred moved, and now he gone by the office of the Prime Minister. Alfred knows something. He got a lot to stay in power. He's one to watch. You gotta watch he. Today, good folks, was the day the great shuffle because they're trying to compensate now for incompetence. Right? They're trying now to compensate for lackluster performance. Will it work? Huh? Will it work? I'm asking you folks because I know you're all sharp. Will it work? That is the big question. So they live up. They live up. Alfred and the dashi down by the office of the Prime Minister. What else is happening? Miss Autar. She look cutish. She look cutish. Miss Autar. The big ship. Right? She is now gone over as permanent secretary at the Minister of Education. That's what we made. That's what we're being made to understand. Is that actually photogenic? Very much so. Let's go to the camera. It's either or. It's either or. You see? Now she got across so. Ministry of Education, take one. She got going to show up now. Pre-incompetence. Right? Pre-slipping. So it's sending in some reinforcement by the gal. You know what, gal? Sorry, that's in front. They're sending some reinforcements. Today was the great shuffle. While Jack did the press conference shuffling through the lies. Here fun. Daily General. So, folks, they have sent, hold on, big things coming up. Hold on. They have sent Chanel Hussein Autar. She's gone, as I said, to the Ministry of Education. Prima Anastasia Rupnarain. They now send you to Human Services. Yeah? Rupnarain goes to Human Services. Pick up your bag. You think you're on the ministry? You better pick up your bag and get over there at the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. So she's going to help Vindhya. And you know Vindhya need help because people sign a whole letter to forget she out. The people sign a whole letter at Human Services and Social Security to get rid of Vindhya. So she might not only, I'm talking about Anastasia now, Rupnarain, Prima Anastasia Rupnarain, might not only be replacing the PS, she might replace the minister soon. And then you got Bishram Kupin. Well, he went to Labour. Well, look story now. I worked with Bishram at Main City Council. He was a good councillor. And give Jackie jacket. He knew what he was doing. He was a good councillor. I give credit where credit is due. Bishram Kupin was a good councillor. I'm not going to lie about that. He has a good work ethic. You see? Good work ethic as a councillor. I hope their councillors take pattern after him. Whether they put him by Labour for testing out. But like he earned his stripes. Congrats to you, Bishram. You and I fight him one time. He called me. He said, Baba. Right? I said, my brother. My brother. I take wrong. I can be wrong and say sorry. And I can get credit where credit is due. I know some of y'all panting for right now. So Bishram, they pick up Bishram Kupin from city councillor. He was very qualified man. Put him there as the PS for Labour. Now he has gone to housing. Now this is an indictment on the housing PS because a lot of things were being said on the ground about this housing PS. He's getting real big fee boots. He think he's here. Fana Jack, you all in one. Well, pick you up now, Andre Inshan Ali. And look at the Dashi, Home Affairs. Folks, well, that don't give you a clue where we go next. Well, look, story. You remember big and powerful mayor of the Muhammad's fame? Nobody can touch it. Revoke visa mayor. Phone get take away mayor. Y'all remember mayor? Well, that Bishram going to public security. What happened with me? Hold on, the man. Everything you want one time. Share the damn life in the meantime. Smash the emoji button. Well, Andre Inshan Insanali. He's the one now that gone at public security. He's the one who get too big for boots. Too big for boots. He looked like he had the same way with me. You better watch yourself. Andre, pull up your socks, my brother. Pull up your socks. Not only your government watching you, not only your government watching you in Shan Ali, Andre in Shan Ali, not only government, pull up your socks for your own good. We should end up like me, that path you're on, I advise you. You know, as a citizen, come off the path and go on the straight and narrow. Go on the straight and narrow. So if Andre not gone at Home Affairs, if Andre at Home Affairs, folks, I know y'all asking, Andrew asking, Paulette asking, Mark Dolet, Doris asking, Naomi Drucker, Kyle Bino, Kwana Mingo, Jennifer Jones Crawford, F4 Armstrong, and Jelly Evans asking, where you girl me? Folks, it's the life going up. The numbers going up because we're coming down to me. You say, y'all fast, y'all want to know the business. Want to be, folks, in what must be the rebuke of the rebukes of the last 3 years, the all powerful May Toussaint, what's the other name? Fancy long name. You know, they push you to labor. When you see they put you with Joe, you must know where you there. When them boys put you next to Polari Joe, you know you there. So the post, May Toussaint Thomas, is it Marabox or Marabo? How she say your name, man? Oh, shucks. May Toussaint Thomas Marabo. May, hot girl, plenty names. May Toussaint Thomas Marabo. The push it labor. But when you see they give you flunky work like dumb, you must know the rise and fall. Let me write the book one time. Let me write the book one time. The rise and fall of May Toussaint. In the day of the great shuffle, the rise and fall. Watch and see if she don't resign. Make her say, I that might pass me. You know who I was? You know who I connected to? You know who I know? Visa revocation notwithstanding. You know who I touched to? You know if I come to power? You know who vehicle you should drive before he was elected? His main people like to see me beating your chest. Beating your chest over to labor. Beating your chest over to labor. May God, folks. Bowl out. People say his incompetence, his lackluster performance, is all of that. Plus, even trying to assert himself. So, getting too big for the boots. Earphone calling them, they're answering the phone, back channels. Earphone calling them, they're not answering the phones, back channel. Who don't know? And then they bring in 2 new ones. They bring in 2 new ones. Well, I hope they learn. I hope they learn quick. Adele, Diane, Trisha, Cole, Clark. Sweet Jesus. Like once you get plenty names, you're destined to be a PS. Right? But like them plenty name PS don't last long. Just couple of quick, so whoop. Adele, Diane, Trisha, Cole, Clark. She's going with Anil. Well, I hope she able to breathe some winds into Mr. Wind. Ellipses. I hope she's able to breathe some wind, some winds. Because you know he loses everything in the court. You all know Anil losing everything in the court these days. Everything. I hope she's able to do something with them. I hope she's able to do something with them there. So she's the first new addition to the PS lineup. And the day of the great shuffle, from the REOs to the PS, I hear there might be a ministerial shuffle coming as well. Back channels. Back channels. So now running Miguel Shanchukan. Folks. Like once again, long name. You're destined to be a PS. Miguel Shanchukan. That's our brother's name. And he is going to the Ministry of Local Government. He's coming out of finance. He's been part of the state planning unit there at finance. And he's going to be a PS at the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. He go too far, right up the road. Miguel Shanchukan, our brother there. I say serve well. Y'all watch me. Learn the pitfalls from me. Who's sharing the live? Learn the pitfalls from me and do better. I implore you, I exhort you, I charge you to do better than me. If you do 1 inch better than me, you could be a star, right? Even though a lot of them on the side done pitch. Like me, you remember the one from Ministry of American Affairs? Yeah? Sharon Hicks, demanding big sums of money, the police said. For what? You remember that? She start pitch. A lot of the start pitch on the side. Jack, you start pitch long time now. He just not pitch yet. We got to remind you. Sue? Who Sue? I see Vice News publishing thing again. Sue? Who Sue? Gets me every time. So today, good folks, was the day of the great shuffle. REOs and PSs. And they're telling us ministerial reshuffle coming. Who no? We're hearing back channels that today people stunned. Didn't even see it coming. PSs went to work as per normal. Stunned. When they see newsroom put out the thing. Start packing up right away. You got your marching orders. And then late in the afternoon, we saw the Minister of the Presidency pull out a statement on their page, stunned. In stunning fashion. I did say, folks. I wanted to circle back. As we close, see Alboy and the presser. Because he not like he was stunned. like he didn't even see it coming. He didn't even see it coming. You might have created a monster. Right? You might have created a monster. And we'll miss you with Donald Ramatar. Won't pass you now. We'll miss you with Ramatar. Won't pass you now. Right? We'll miss you. Won't pass you. So, folks, as we close, as you share the live, you smash that emoji button, you partner with us. We want to encourage you too. As we double back to this item here, you're going into town tomorrow. You got legal business to transact. You need a good justice of the peace. Commissioner Votes affidavits. The Alistair Collins firm. They're right down there at the Kaliel Mall and La Mahastri between Camp and Waterloo Street. You can't miss it on the ground floor. Touch base with them. Tell them I send you. Right? Tell them I send you. Decent folks, professionals. So you need a justice of the peace, Commissioner Votes affidavits, professional team down there. They can help you out. They're going to help you out. So let me circle back now. We did good. We there. Jack Leo had a set piece in this press conference. He actually by Bordness must ask this question. Bordness asks a set of madness. Right? No surprises there. No surprises. If Jack Leo things with Bordness, you see, I understand the whole thing. Birds of identical plumage assembled together in close proximity. Who don't know? Topside Limited. So there was this set piece. You must ask this question with Rowley. I told y'all, Rowley was recently said that this opposition party, this small party in Trinidad, got thousands of votes. That's the party that the former Commissioner of Police in Trinidad heads, Mr. Griffith, Gary Griffith. Rowley responded by saying to the reporter who said that Gary party get 15,000 votes. Right? A very off-the-cuff response from Keith Rowley, must in Guyana dollars. Must in Guyana dollars. That's what Rowley said. Well, of course, you don't know Jack Dio. He can't keep out his story. See, jump in today. You're by jumping, right? He jumped in today. That's what we did. I want you to take a look. Trying to find my cue here. Take a look and take a listen. What he said after Bordness asked the question. You see? After Bordness asked the question. Take a look, folks. And take a listen. What was the response? The closer.
A lot of people are locals are getting work in that area where they would have been very different. So that is how we protect our people without getting xenophobic. I hate this thing when people try to run down our country. Two, I don't want to get into any controversy with Mr. Rowley, because one time I said about we determined to ensure that we don't utilize oil and gas resources the same way that they did, and it got into a big heated controversy in right, thank you. So it got into a controversy there, but every time, sometimes they always use Guyana as an example, and so I saw that it was sent to me, and it was speaking about local government elections, and then Mr. Rowley said something about, oh, that's like the Guyana dollars, and laugh. Like meaning basically our currency is weak. Japan was the third largest economy in the world. The yen to dollar is over 100 to 1. Doesn't mean Japan's economy is weak. They are over 100 to 1 US dollar. So let them live in this fantasy. And the fact remains is that today, a lot of Trinidadian companies now, because of intense foreign currency shortage in Trinidad, and they have exchange controls, which we don't have, because we have an open market, they have a managed market because of shortages. For months and months, people can't get foreign currency in that country. So we notice a trend here is that people, Trinidadian companies, or some Trinidadian companies, are procuring large quantity of goods for their business in Guyana and in Trinidad, and paying from here, making payments from here to their suppliers. So they're utilizing our foreign currency to make those payments. So I hope Mr. Rowley looks at that too.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. Who vex? Rowley living in a fantasy. That's what Jack just said. Living in a fantasy. Who vex, folks? Share the live, smash the emoji button, good folks. Rowley, you have to continue living in a fantasy. Folks, it's not to be ashamed of. You know, if our dollar is not strong right now, it could get strong with proper management of the economy, proper management of our oil and gas resources. Can we do it? I believe with better leadership, with coalition leadership, APNU AFC leadership, we can do it. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. We were once there. In 1992, 93, 94, what was the Guyana dollar to the US dollar? What was it? We could go back there with shrewd management. But them boys went for 23 plus years, and they do it. They go in up all the time. Up all the time. So Rowley, you keep living in a fantasy over there. You keep living in a fantasy. Might have won the local government election, you know, bigly, but you keep living in a fantasy. You see, but you've been in office a little long time, doing well as prime minister and so on. But keep living in a fantasy, yeah? Keep living in a fantasy. Good folks, share the live, smash the emoji button. That's going to do it for us on this side. We take our leave. Thanks for joining us. Naomi Drucker. Naomi wants to know where's Ali press conference. Naomi got to wait another 3 years. Another 3 years. He can get his second press conference as leader of the opposition. His second press conference can be as leader of the opposition. Diane Johnson, Cecilia Joseph. That was the last bell, by the way. That was the last bell. Joanne Bunduri. Good to see you. Mark and Annette, Raquel and Simone Pinder. Luanda Lane, we see you as well. Donna Miller, Cheryl Panchan. Folks, over 3,800 of you join us tonight from around the world. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. I was calling my cousin to see the numbers. I don't believe sometimes. 3,800. Jack, you had under 400 at the press conference. He spoke for 2.5 hours, but nobody listening. Guys, I'm humbled by your presence here. Share the live, smash that emoji button, folks, and partner with us as well. That's our time, good folks, and that's our program. Stay safe.